Hello. Good morning. Thank you for coming to the AHKLC Symposium 2025. We are very delighted to have you here with us. And my name is Linda Lin.
And I'm Jay Bidal from the ELC. We're sorry, it's just Linda and me today. We looked into a AI-powered hologram MC, right? And, really to wow everyone. But of course, very expensive, right? And basically only Elon Musk could afford to sponsor us if we use that. And he's kind of controversial nowadays. So we decided just to go with the two of us.
Yes, it's just the two of us. And then the more important thing is about AHKLC. I'm wondering if any of you know what AHKLC means? What does A refer to?
Not American.
Oh, association. All right. Okay. Hong Kong, I think we know HK. How about L? L means? Thank you. And C? Center. Excellent. All right. So this is a symposium for the Association of Language Center. And because of this, we have invited two very important members of the association. That is the president of the association, Dr. Wesley Curtis. Can you stand and say hi to everybody? And another very important member is Professor Melinda Whong. And she was a former president of the association, Professor Whong. Okay, and the association, is very, very important for all the language centers. So because of this, we are now having a symposium for language professionals and for language teachers. So because of this, and our opening is going to be a kind of language teacher style. We're going to have some interaction. The interaction later on, that is why you can see what I'm having now. And this one, some of you, do anybody know what it is? It's not AI. It actually is something I borrowed from Julia. Julia had this idea, and this is what we call the cube mic, and they would really like this. So coming back, we want to be interacting. We have some interactive activities later on. But the first thing I want to talk about is the presenters of this symposium. We actually have over 200 people signed up, and we have a lot of people coming here. And the very important thing, we think, it's the Association of Hong Kong, so most of them are from Hong Kong. No, actually, we have presenters from mainland China, from Macau, from Japan, South Korea, and Thailand. And we have a lot of them. So because of this, we actually kind of like an international kind of a symposium. And since this is, international, something that is more international, that is actually our keynote speakers. We have 4 keynote speakers for this session. And the first one is Professor Stockwell. Yeah. And then we also have another keynote that is Professor Wingate. And then we also have another 2 speakers, and they are not here today, but they will be with us later on. And the first one is Dr. Tu. She's from Taiwan. Another one, more important one. Oh, Dr. Tu, you're here. Would you please stand up? We've been looking for you. Thank you. We would like to, we've been looking for you. And another one is somebody from MIT, and Dr. Aikawa. And unfortunately, she's not here today, but she will be seeing you tomorrow. Okay, and so this is a very international symposium, and I'm sure that we're going to see a lot of interesting presentations, keynote talks, and of course, that is something a lot of you are looking for. And this one, of course, is supported by the university, by PolyU. So because of this, we have 3 very important guests from the university. First one, we have Professor Shek. We also have Professor Jiannong. And we also have Dr. Julia Chen. Many of you probably know Julia, right? So, and I think it's really good to have all the guests here. Well, we'll talk about this now. We're coming back to think about the theme of the symposium. The theme is what? Repositioning education, language education. When we actually reposition, that means that some changes is going to make. So that means we are going to think about what kind of changes. So to think about changes, we're going to start our interaction with the audience. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a little survey with you people and see if you actually have these concerns. I have 3 questions. Number 1 question, if you actually have come across this situation, please put up your hand. First one, you actually received a student essay. And this essay, you look at it, you say, oh, that's possibly it was kind of powered by GenAI, or it was kind of a translation product, translated by one of the online tools. And you look at it, but you are not completely sure, and you are not sure what to do. Has anybody here who actually come across a situation? If you have, put up your hand, please. Oh, almost everyone. Thank you. That's the first one. The second one, I'm sure a lot of you here are very interested in integrating AI into your teaching, and you have done a lot of activities, but sometimes you wonder, maybe I should have something even more interesting, and I want to know what other people are doing. Have you ever had these thoughts? If you have, put up your hand, please. Oh, still a lot of you. Thank you. Now the next one actually is also quite interesting. Next one is related to you. Professor STiLE and Professor Shek, I hope you don't mind. I'm going to ask this question. As anybody has worried that maybe in the next 5 years, you are going to be replaced by GenAI. Has anybody thought about this? Have you? All right. So many seem to be worried. Yeah. Well, this is again something that the conference, in our conference, we are going to discuss this. And of course, these are just my questions. I also want to listen to your questions. And in order to do that question, Jay is going to do something. Jay, throw to you.
So Linda's just asked you a few questions, and it is normal, right, when you come to a conference like this, to come with your own questions and topics you'd like to explore. In terms of repositioning language education in the age of AI, could you turn to your neighbor and just, what's a question you have about this topic? What's a topic that you want to explore while you're at the conference? Just spend a few seconds, turn to a neighbor, share a question that you might have on this topic. Okay. Okay, sorry to interrupt. We don't have a lot of time, but let's hear a few questions. And what we're going to do is we're going to share the cube, okay? So what we'd like you to do is I'll throw the microphone to somebody in the audience, ask your question, and then throw it to somebody else. And don't worry, it's not going to hurt. It's quite soft, and just give it a whirl. And since Julia is quite experienced with this, we're going to give her the first chance to ask a question. Okay, Julia, what's the question you have? You don't have to stand up, by the way, yeah?
All right. Okay, so my question would be, in the age of Gen AI, how are we going to work with discipline teachers to improve the language proficiency of students in the disciplines?
ESP especially. Okay, thank you, Julia. Give it a throw. There we go. Okay, next question.
Hi. I'm from Chongqing, and also I'm
excellent.
from University of Macau. So with my classmates.
Yes.
So okay. So my question could be very simple. So in the Gen AI era, how do we collaborate? With AI?
Collaboration with AI.
Not only for our teachers, but also for our students.
Excellent question. Thank you. Give it a throw. Give it a throw. Don't be. Yeah, really toss it. Really toss it. Don't worry. So conservative. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So I'm JC from UST, and my question is this. There's been a lot of concerns about cognitive offloading. In other words,
don't have to think.
Yeah, and basically, there's got to be a great way to make students smarter instead of dumber using AI.
Excellent.
What is the right way to do it?
Excellent. So give somebody at the back a chance. Really, really kind of riff it. Throw it. Don't worry. Yay, there we go. Excellent. Yay, beautiful throw. Future quarterback. Okay.
Hi,
Yes.
This is Patrick from Hong Kong Metropolitan University. I'm coming here. I actually want to know the university policy. I mean, overseeing how, as a language instructor or lecturer or assistant professor, actually, is how we deal with this issue. Yeah, thank you.
Fantastic question. Thanks. Give it a throw.
Yeah.
Yay, nice one. Okay. Good height.
Okay, my name's Mike. I'm from Lingnan. My question is, universities have been around for hundreds of years. There's been all kinds of innovations, technology that's happened in that time. Why are we assuming that AI is going to be the one to revolutionize everything?
Yeah, asking questions about assumptions, it's a good start as well. Great, thank you. Give it a throw. Yeah, good one, excellent. Perfect targeting.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alice from CAES Hong Kong U. My question is, how do we get students to understand the standard policies on ethical and responsible AI use?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're good. Can you throw it over there to the side somewhere? Yeah. Give it a hurl. Don't worry.
Eye contact.
Okay. Hot potato. Somebody needs to pick it up.
Yeah, you ask the question.
Go ahead, Andy.
Hi, this is Andy from Hong Kong U, previously PolyU. I guess I'd like to ask how AI can reduce our workload, maybe do the the marking.
Make us more efficient and more focused on teaching. Good, excellent.
Exactly.
Okay, one more question. Yeah, give it a hurl, Andy. Can you really? Yes, go for it. Wow, fantastic. Oh no. Oh, perfect. Okay.
Hi, I'm Katie from Temple University's Japan campus. This semester, I'm a part of a pilot group of instructors who are putting an AI chatbot onto our learning management system courses. And we can limit how much and what the AI can do. And I don't know what parameters to give it. So I'm hoping to get some ideas.
Wow, okay. That's
Thank you.
Question. Okay, thanks very much. Thanks for your questions, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I hope that you will continue to think about these questions and your own questions, and hopefully there will be not necessarily answers, but insights and guidance and ideas that will be sparked in your mind because of this conference. Thanks very much for coming.
And yes, thanks, Jay. That's a really exciting event for part of the opening ceremony. Okay, and the last item at this ceremony is related to AHKLC. AHKLC support connection between language centers, and more importantly, they support research. And because of that, we actually have a special kind of like a journal that's called STiLE. And so I hope that later on, you people will actually see some kind of STiLE promotion, that kind of thing, and it's really good. Hopefully, you will also be able to publish, in this journal. And another very important thing is that we actually start the Best Paper Award. So now let's welcome Professor Whong to present the award, Best Paper Award. You want to use this? also use that or this one?
Thank you, Linda. So thanks so much. This award, it's the Association's Best Paper Award, is relatively new. So this is our second year of awarding it. We did it last year for the first time, and we did it, but rather late. And so we were able to announce the award last year in the Symposium, but we weren't able to ask that person to present their paper. So if you look at the program, you're going to see that there are 2 papers, Best Paper Awards. That's because last year's recipient is giving their paper as well as this year's recipient. So about this award, the idea is to try to recognize and celebrate the best paper coming from our community. But it is a Best Paper Award that's supposed to be recognizing the kind of work that we do. So for this reason, we ask people to submit and to nominate papers that are already published, right? So already we know it's of a standard, but that really exhibit the kind of scholarship that we want to be promoting, that most of us are engaged in as well. So in this Best Paper Award, it's the editorial board of STiLE, which is the Scholarship of Teaching and Language Education platform, that make the judgments. And that editorial board is made up of 5 members who are parts of universities. You can look them up on our website, actually internationally, some in Hong Kong and some in the UK. And we, this year, had 3 nominations, and we sent these 3 nominations off. And of the editors, 4 out of 5 unanimously agreed one of the papers, and 1 chose a second paper. So I want to tell you what the distinction was, because all 3 papers were excellent. The winning paper was chosen because it really exhibits scholarship as we understand it. So what does this mean, scholarship as we understand it? We asked the editorial board to use the criteria that STiLE uses when it reviews submissions that come in. And that criteria that was the defining factor was scholarship, be it research, be it a reflection, be it teaching materials, especially if it's research, it needs to be directly relevant and explicitly connected to language teaching. So that's the defining difference between scholarship and research. Of course, a lot of research is directly relevant, but then a lot of research isn't. So just a little bit of background to our approach, and also promotion, hoping that next year, some of you will think about nominating yourself or another person's paper that you're aware of. So that's a little bit of background for this year's winner. So I'm very pleased that this year's winner, which is not me. This year's winner is the paper, Integration of ChatGPT into Project-Based Learning, a Course Design Framework. What's particularly exciting about this paper is it's in the context of Chinese language teaching. So I was very, very pleased that this one was chosen by the editorial board as the winner, because the association is not just about language teaching, one language teaching, but it's about language teaching of any language. And the association has language center members of Chinese language centers and English language centers. And in fact, this conference is being supported by both the Chinese and the English language centers here at PolyU. So without further ado, I would like to invite Professor Tu to come up to give the award.
All right, Professor Daniel Shek, yeah, would give the award.
And the 2 winners, if they will come forward, are Xinlian Qila and Lojing Ada. Please come forward. And of course, it's incredibly prestigious to receive a certificate. There is also a cash award, which we will be giving to them, that's associated with the prize for a little bit of motivation.
Thank you, Daniel. Yeah, thank you, Professor Daniel Shek, and thank you, Melinda. All right, so after this important session, and now we come to a very important part of the opening ceremony. That is, we actually have 2 people who are giving welcome address. And the first one will be Professor Daniel Shek. Thank you, Daniel, Professor. Oh, sorry. I got the first one will be Professor Cao Jiannong. And Professor Cao is the Dean of Graduate School and at this moment. And then he will be our Vice President in Education starting from September. Thank you so much, Professor Cao.
Good morning, everyone. I'm very excited to see the openings. Very much different from computer science conference. So thank Jen for inviting me, and actually I am here to learn. And when I see the theme of this year's symposium, I think it's a perfect match. This year, the PolyU actually start to think strategically for the next few years, our planning about education. So recently we just proposed an initiative called PolyU Education 4.0. So 4.0 is just in line with industry 4.0, and the difference from the previous stages is that we are going to use smart technologies like AI, the first one. The second one, I think the transformation will be the education will be student-centered. Okay, so in the previous three different kind of stages, mostly we still have our teacher-centered. And with AI, I think there's a question asking how AI help us and why AI is such a revolution. I think AI will be able to truly implement personalized learning and personalized teaching. So the student actually will be able to learn and to adjust by using the AI technologies. So because the AI can predict, can actually help students make decisions about their learning. So this is really transformation. It's different from our current teaching practices. We have been using many different kinds of tools, including AI, generative AI, ChatGPT. But at this moment, mostly we still use as tools and we teach the students. But in the future, I believe, when we have the generation Z and the next generation Alpha, they'll soon come to the campus. Totally different. Okay. And now actually, many of my students already said that I would get bored of just sitting in the classroom, listening to the teacher tell me everything, reading the PPT. They learn by themselves. So I actually know many of these kind of advanced research already happening, pedagogy, curriculum, and different kind of practices enabling students to learn by themselves. For myself, actually, I have been working on AI in many years, in the past. Actually, mostly we also work on the technology part. How can we improve the AI models and how can we deploy AI models? But more and more, we're looking into the applications. Now, at the very beginning, we look into application like how can we use AI to change the physical world. But recently, we are looking into how can we use AI to change our human. Okay, so the applications like healthcare, education, is different from the past. We use AI to do transportation, to do the smart manufacturing because we are involving human beings. Now, when we involve human beings, we have much, much more changes. Really, really different things that we need to consider. I look at this conference booklet, I see the keynotes. They cover actually exactly many things we are going to address, including the policies, including the how can we change the teacher's role, student's role, how can we have different metrics in evaluating students, how can we change our assessment, from just one-time assessment at end of semester to the continuous assessment, with AI. So many new issues and changes actually come out. And in the past years, we also have projects with, for example, Hong Kong Geography Club. for studying diversity with middle school students. And we already encountered many of such issues already. So I see this symposium this year, the theme is really, really, I think, in time. And that actually have many of our educators. Today we have many language educators, and to actually get together to discuss these issues. Actually, I really want to, to learn from this symposium. So thanks for giving me this opportunity. And this year, the symposium held in PolyU. So welcome every one of you to PolyU, and you see the changes in our campus, but you will also see the changes in the coming years for our education. I think the very first one is language education. So language that is different from any technology subject area, and that involves a lot of things. And I think in the future, I'm very much happy to learn from every one of you, and to also work with all the staff in the language centers, and to see how can we transform the language education with the AI. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Tao. Our second welcome address will be delivered by Dr. Julia Chen. Julia, thank you. Julia, would you like to have this back? You take that one, okay.
Good morning, everybody. What an honor to be invited to say a few words at your opening ceremony. And I'm so glad to be back at home. ELC was my home for many, many years, so thank you very much. I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the vital role that language centers play in universities and the acute challenges that we face in the age of Gen AI. As teachers, we know that language is not just a tool for communication, it's a vehicle for thinking, right? Because we say we write to learn, we write to think, okay? And so it's a gateway to knowledge and culture and understanding. And our students, whether you're from Hong Kong or mainland China or Japan or wherever in the world, our students come from diverse backgrounds. They have different proficiency levels. They need to develop their language skills to study in EMI institutions. They need language skills to navigate the complexities of academic discourse and to become proficient in the languages. And Melinda, I agree with you, there's not just one language, is there? It's languages that will serve them well in their future careers and for the rest of their lives. Yet, language centers are facing unprecedented challenges, wouldn't you say? At the Symposium on Higher Education, on Gen AI in Higher Education yesterday, that was also held in this university at the other end of the campus, I spoke at a panel where we were asked about the negative impact of Gen AI on education. And I mentioned a few, including, JC, including the two words that you said just now, cognitive offloading. I said exactly those two words, right? And the use of Gen AI as a language polishing or writing tool that preclude our students from seeing the need to develop their own voice, their language skills, and rob them of the opportunities to struggle with ideas and language. That was what I said yesterday. But actually that struggle that helps us put ideas together in a coherent and logical and clear manner, it's so important. For those of us here who have gone through that process, we know just how much good that has actually done to us and for us. We need to go through that struggle, but sometimes in the world of Gen AI, when it's so easy to lift off things from a Gen AI platform, we don't actually get that experience at all. I also said yesterday that there are three things that our students need to learn in Gen AI era. Number one, of course, Gen AI literacy, or what I would actually prefer to call techno-competence. Two, they need discipline expertise. And they need three soft skills, including communication, including what we say about picking up the nuances and subtleties, right? Understanding the complexity and beauty of words, enjoying fun of expressions, etc. And of course, developing things like flexibility and agility and resilience, which I think are very important attitudes and components and attributes. So the topic for the symposium today, I think, is really appropriate and befitting. There is a need to reposition language education in the age of Gen AI, and it is precisely in this context, I believe, that language and communication training is even more critical. We cannot do away with training in language and communication. While Gen AI can offer activities, tips, simple assessment, feedback, and many other new introductions to language learning, we know that language and communication are dynamic, are context-related, are cultural situated, right? And their acquisition requires, I think at least, human teachers to guide, to explain, to facilitate. Yeah. And because of the rapid development of AI, the students of today may be studying for jobs that may not exist by the time they graduate. And that is another reason that we all the more need to go beyond just discipline knowledge. We need to build up students' soft skills so that they can navigate the unknown, so that they can understand how to live in a world of uncertainty and ambiguity and volatility. Right? They need to recognize the power of language and the power dynamics of language. So what can language centers, language teachers, a symposium like this, and an association do to help teachers and students face this kind of future? I applaud language teachers, so allow me a couple of minutes to say that. Language teachers are hardworking. We pour hours into developing our courses. We pour hours into designing our lessons, into thinking of what we can use, the tools that we can use at our disposal to do the best for our students. We pour hours into marking and into giving personalized feedback to students. We are the ones that have teacher training qualifications in the university, right? We are the ones, very often, who are the fastest to explore technology. Like, for example, many years ago, at least the language center in PolyU, we were one of the first ones to really dive into the LMS. And in the past 2 years, Gen AI, right? So do keep this going. Repositioning language education in the age of Gen AI will require language teachers to upskill and reskill. My staff at EDC hear me say those two words all the time. That's what we try to do. Let's keep doing that, please. Okay? Let's keep upskilling and reskilling ourselves. Let's stay at the forefront of using technology in learning and teaching. Let's learn to use different tools critically. And I would suggest, I hope you don't mind, but I would like to suggest that we all learn some basic coding so that we can have an inkling, at least an inkling, of how technology can afford pedagogy. That means how we can use technology in specific ways to further teaching and learning. That's something that I've been doing with my EDC staff. They can tell you that I've been arranging professional development sessions for ourselves so that we start to learn coding. Everybody has a GitHub account. We all learn how to do coding, vibe coding or no coding or low coding. Okay? That's something I would suggest that language teachers should try to do as well. If you have a knack for coding, then good. Go ahead and do more. If not, then at least we all know a little bit about what that is, so that we can see the possibilities where Gen AI can truly augment learning and help us teachers give students what is most relevant for their needs. Now, I use the word augment learning because we learn how to leverage technology, but not concede to it, and not to become totally dependent on technology. The more we bring technology into learning, the more we need to add a human perspective for balance. I think the pendulum is going to swing, okay? Otherwise, learning solely with Gen AI may lead to a potential loss of authenticity. For example, I think many of us have seen writing that all sound very similar, with no voice in it, right? But we want to see students develop their own voice. I mean, just like today, I'm talking to you, I'm not a machine that uses an AI script. I talk to you as a human being who is passionate about learning and teaching to other human beings who are passionate about education, right? And I use words that come from my brain and my heart. And I think we want to train that in our students as well. Right? So as we gather here today, I trust the symposium will afford you the opportunity to wrestle with these challenges individually, in groups, and as I said, across institutions and as a whole as an association. This symposium has brought us the opportunity to engage with leading experts in the field and to explore strategies for harnessing technologies to enhance our teaching practices. Let us update and upgrade ourselves. Let us show our universities, our students, and ourselves that language centers can be crucial to a truly successful university education. Let us demonstrate our value. Let us show that a properly planned and comprehensive language education that employs new technologies to provide more humanized teaching is a vital component of a forward-looking university that is relevant to societal needs and global development. So thank you once again, and I wish you all a fruitful and intellectually stimulating conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Julia.